I used to get hit with fees I didn't even see coming and wait days to access my own money. North One means instant access to revenue, no hidden fees, and surprisingly high limits. North One, business banking built for growth.
So this was a commercial for a Fintech company. We had really good production value here. Great job from the producers and everybody. I'll show you here first just the set, what it looked like. So this was us setting up for our first shot. And that's me on the SERP slider, pushing in with a remote focus pull. So that's what we did for the camera move. Just 1 second. Yeah, so Komodo, slider, focus pull. Now I want to show you how we made all of this happen. So first of all, what are the characteristics that work here? So one thing that I wanted to do was a cove light, because that always gives us a better nuanced key light on the subject. They're very difficult because, as you can see here, it takes a lot of rigging. And so I'll just show you what we had going here for the main key. So this is the part of the cove light, most of the light hitting the face right about here, okay? That would be coming from the main key source, which is right here. So we have an ultra bounce 4x4 here, and then we have a 4x4 diffusion here. And this is a 1200D bouncing off of this through this onto the subject. So that's what gave us the majority of the key light. But if you look, you'll see that it's a tiny bit hotter on the side of her face right here. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Again, there's a very soft gradient. If you look at the forehead, really, that's really where you can see it. The gradient is so extreme here. It's so gentle, right? Now that hardness is coming from, I believe we had a 600X out the window. So, oops, sorry, 1 second. I keep hitting that wrong thing. Yeah, 600X with an F10 Fresnel coming through the window, blasting through this silk and hitting her on the side. So that's how we got our nuanced key light. There's a lot of other things going on here. We have a little F21C here just for a little uplight, which you can barely see, but it's just hitting her ever so gently on the side of the hair and on the chin here. And we have, just 1 sec here. You can see here there's a small rig light in there, and what that is doing is that is hitting, see this pool of light back there in the room back there? So it kind of looks like sun just pooling on the wall. We also had, you can't see it in the images, but we had a little Amaran 60X on the ground just behind the chair. You can see that little spectral highlight there. And you can see how well lit this lamp is here. So that was just lifting the levels. I just felt like it was really dark here, and so we just threw that down. We didn't have a lot of time. You can also even see here there's like a really strong sort of uplight coming there, lighting that chair. I just felt it looked better. There's just so many pools of light in this image, so many dark and light contrast elements. You know, dark light, you know, dark light, dark light, dark light, light. It's just, all in all, it works together to make a beautiful image. We also had neg fill right here. There's my man Kelsey. Lots of neg fill here, and that gave us the clean shadows on the face here. Otherwise, the light's going to be spilling and bouncing everywhere. But my favorite part of this is the SOFHOB technique. And you can see that I learned that from Patrick O'Sullivan. He's, in my opinion, the GOAT of cinematography podcaster slash influencers, however you want to phrase it. He would laugh if you called him an influencer, probably. But he always teaches about the SOFHOB. And what the SOFHOB is soft on face, hard on body. That's what it stands for. You can see there's hard sun on her lap here. And it's a lot harder than the light that's hitting her face. And so the way we did that is we had a 1200D. You can barely see it here from this angle, but she's sitting here, okay? And we have a 1200D out a window, just nuking hard light through here. We actually put this muslin here to block it from hitting her face. So the only reason that that hard light's not hitting her face is because we clipped up this muslin here. Or it was diffusion, I can't remember. But what it did is it basically cut 80% of the light. A little bit still made it through. But to give the SOFHOB some texture, we put this, what's called a Cucoloris or a cookie. I actually made this from Staples blackboard. I cut it out with X-Acto knife. And what that does, it just breaks up that hard light a little bit. So it looks like the hard light is coming through a plant like this. I think we actually put this plant here as well, just to break up the light, to give it a little bit more of a natural randomness. Okay, so again, if you look here, you'll notice that the hard light's a little softer here, it's a little harder here, it's a little harder here, it's a little softer here, but it's hard enough that it's casting the shadow. And that's the SOFHOB. Even here, sorry, on her arm, you can see that shadow there. And so that kind of, I knew that if we could do that, we would take that to the next level where, yes, we're doing a cove light, which looks great, but how do we take it to the next level? We totally are motivated here for sun. We can see out this window, there's cars driving by, we can see it's sunny. So how do we take it to the next level? We do the SOFHOB. Thank you, Patrick O'Sullivan, for teaching us that trick. You talk about it so much, and it really, really helped me a lot. So that's how this was done. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.